Welcome back to the Business Voice. I'm Julie Wilson with the Hillsboro Chamber of Commerce.
I'm Darcy with the Hillsboro Chamber of Commerce.
And with us today, we have Eric Simpson, owner of the BarkZone. Welcome, Eric.
Thanks for having me on the show today.
Absolutely. We're excited to have you. So we've been kind of doing a dog show. We're the dog show.
It is. It's awesome.
So we had earlier Dr. Thomas from Tannisbourne Veterinary Clinic, and now we're going to find out more about the BarkZone. Can you kind of give us a little bit of background and how long you've been in business? And
yeah, the BarkZone's been in business since August of 2003, so we're coming up on our 8th year anniversary.
Oh my! Wow.
And the BarkZone, unlike the veterinary services, is the pet services for more like daycare, boarding, grooming, training, dog baths, that kind of business, but nothing medically related.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. And so you're located, you have several locations?
Yeah, we've been fortunate to open up a new location. We have one on TV Highway, close to Cornelius Pass. And our main office we've located 7 years ago is right next to Hillsboro Airport, close to Intel Jones Farm.
And you are an Intel employee, is that correct? So how handy was that?
Yes, it was really convenient. I work in Jones Farm for Intel, and I've been there for a long time. So I definitely know the client base over there.
Excellent. What made you interested in running a doggy daycare?
Well, I actually got my MBA from Portland State University, and my senior project was a product related to dog industry. And unfortunately, it was too expensive really to run with this product, but I did start using a doggy daycare, and I was really fascinated by the idea of the pet service industry. And so I kind of had a good mentor, Schroeder's Den, which was the original West Side doggy daycare.
Yeah.
Very good people, and I kind of wrote a business plan from their their model and ran with that.
And so was this business for sale, or did you step in and just create it?
Actually, I created from scratch. I really love the idea of starting from from scratch and building up the business, the marketing, the human resources, and all facets of the business. But I would say that I learned a lot from watching and observing, and then jumped in.
Excellent. So do you serve cats as well, or is it only dogs?
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't serve cats at our doggy daycare. Some do. We do partner with vet clinics. For example, Frontier Vet Clinic is one of the partners we work with, and they do cat boarding, so it's kind of a complimentary.
So people come to you, they can find a resource through you as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll take care of the dogs, and we'll let the cats go to Frontier.
Okay, so I just have to ask. I've got 3 dogs. Darcy and I have been talking about our dogs. So I have a coonhound, and I have 2 miniature dachshunds. Just had to get that on the air. Shout out to my pups.
Yep.
I think that we're really interested in my little dogs are kind of very shy and not really sociable, but the coonhound, he would just go in and majorly take over your entire facility, I'm sure. Is there some sort of a process, a screening process for when you can't just drop off your dog? Is there something that you have to go through before you can take your dogs to doggy daycare?
Yeah, so for the doggy daycares, there's a screening process that most daycares use. So not all dogs can play at a doggy daycare. They have to usually go through a 4-hour temperament screening test. So the first day, your dog will go there, and we'll evaluate your dog to make sure that they're friendly with other dogs as well as the human handlers there. And unfortunately, maybe 1% of the dogs are not friendly with everyone, so they can't play at a doggy daycare, and they can't board either if they're aggressive. So, one more thing too, with that, they also have to have their vaccination records because they're going to be playing closely with other dogs, so we want to make sure that they're up to date on their vaccinations and are clean that way.
So what does a day look like if a dog is coming in and playing with other dogs? What does their day look like?
Yeah, so like the very first part will be kind of interaction with a human handler, making sure that we can put the leash on, take the leash off, the simple things like that. And once we know the dog is somewhat comfortable, we'll let them start, playing with the slower moving dogs. And once we're comfortable with that, then we'll let them play on the main floor. So basically, it's like an indoor dog park where they're just going to go crazy and have fun with other dogs and start socializing out there.
Just a play date all day.
It's a play date all day, and you'll be surprised when they come home from the first play date, they'll be exhausted because unlike, sitting at home on a couch, they're going to be, socializing, interacting with a bunch of other dogs.
Well, I can tell you, we could certainly use that with the big dog because he is a handful. You have to really walk a long ways to tire him out. So
we look forward to making your dog very exhausted for you.
Yeah, I can imagine. And so I know you have a special little camera set up there, right?
Yeah, I think one thing that makes the BarkZone special in the doggy daycare industry is we actually have 6 live webcams. We have 4 in our Hillsboro facility. For the small dog side, we have 2, and 2 on the large dog side. And at the new Aloha facility, we've added 2 webcams for that side also. So that means while you're working or while you're on a vacation, you can actually watch your dog on camera and watch them play.
How fun is that? And for a nervous pet owner, I would think that's a huge measure of comfort for them to know that they can log in and watch their dog at play. And
I think it's a real nice thing. It's open disclosure of what we're doing in our process, so they can watch on the camera and say, "Yep, the dogs are out there having fun. They're not locked up in a kennel all day."
Yeah.
So it just really shows it to the owners what the dogs are doing.
Okay, I have to confess to you, and I hope that my boss isn't listening to this broadcast, but I do have that bookmarked on my computer, and every once in a while I'll just log in and go watch the dogs and watch them playing, and you do see the handlers coming in and out and everything. But it's just so fun to watch the dogs interacting with each other and jumping up and down on tables and under the tables and running around and just having a great time. It's a great break from work.
Absolutely.
So even if I don't have a pet there, it's fun to go. And how would you log in? How do you find that?
You just go to www.barkzone.com, and on there we have a link that says BarkZone TV. And so from there, it's easy to navigate to BarkZone Hillsboro or BarkZone Aloha.
Excellent.
How fun.
Yeah.
Buddy is going to be excited.
Yeah.
He now can
it's
have
really
a
fun
partner.
to watch them.
It can be very addictive, and to be honest, I do it sometimes and tell also, but don't tell my boss that.
Yeah, exactly. We're keeping this quiet. So I know that you're a really savvy businessman. On top of it, not only just having this great idea and finding good locations and everything, but you're also really good at marketing and getting the word out about your organization. What have you found to be the most effective marketing tool for you for this particular business?
Well, we've kind of used a multi-pronged approach. Obviously, the webpage is really effective for us, especially with the webcam. That brings a lot of people to our site, and that helps on the conversion. Once they get to your website, they can see that it really is fun. It's an indoor dog park.
And super clean and all of those things that people might have concerns about.
Exactly. I mean, you can actually see on the webcams, we have a mop down, so we do actually sanitize the floor once a day. So that's clear because you can see it on the camera as well.
Exactly. I've seen that.
But other things we try is I'm really into the direct marketing campaigns. I like the hands-on approach of making a great or a killer marketing piece and then really spreading that marketing piece out to hundreds, if not thousands, of houses around the Washington County. And that's been very effective for us. So, it takes persistence and a great design, but it can be very effective getting new clients to us.
Yeah. So is that like direct mail pieces or flyers? You go door to door to put them on, or how do you accomplish that?
It's a little bit of both. I would say we do a lot of direct mailings to dog owners in the county, as well as I love working with the high school students who want summer jobs, and we'll canvass neighborhoods and hit almost every house in the neighborhood. Neighborhood by neighborhood, we hit every single house. So we're very aggressive that way. Do you participate in other things going on in the community? Are you a community partner? Yeah, absolutely. I'll make a plug here. I'm a big part of the Hillsboro Chamber of Commerce, obviously, and I'm part of the Business Connections Committee. So that was really invaluable when I first started my business, to learn from other senior business people in the community. When I first started, I had no idea about small business, only corporate world. So I like to be involved with the Chamber of Commerce and learning from others. And we'd like to have you with us as well. I appreciate it. I plan to stay with you guys. But I've also seen you out doing other things in the community, and so I think, I love to see that you're a small business owner, but that you can make an impact in the community and at the same time get your name out there. Absolutely. Obviously, I think you all know that I have a lot of energy. You probably can hear that even on the broadcast here. I would think so. So I like being involved with, networking organizations, high school athletics, items like that. Those are things that I definitely want to participate in. So this is a kind of a niche market. It's just for pet owners. How do you plan on your business growing in the future? I kind of think that the Portland market is starting to become saturated. There's about 70 doggy daycares in the Portland metro area. Wow. And so, originally when I think I started, there was around 10 doggy daycares, 10 to 15, and now there's around 70. So everybody else thought it was a great idea as well. And it really is a great idea. But I think one thing that's happening is maybe there's kind of a consolidation within, the pet services industry in Portland. A lot of the owners realize it's a lot of work. It's dirty, hard work, to run one of these facilities. So there might be opportunities for certain business people to help other ones get out of the business and keep their tradition going forward of new ownership. So do you guys have a network that you talk to one another and sort of are familiar with who's coming and going and all that sort of thing? A lot of it's just I'd say keeping up on posts on Craigslist and information like Facebook and items like that. So just keeping pulse of what's going on in the overall pet services industry. So you are interested though in maybe expanding to other locations in the future? Absolutely. I think we have a lot more energy, and I have a really good team of 17 employees, so we're ready for more leadership opportunities. So, for instance, if another doggy daycare goes away, we can maybe move in and have one of our staff step up and become a manager there. So, that's really nice. So, I like that. Yeah. Interesting. So, can anyone bring their pet in? I mean, I know that you said that there was a process, but is there sort of a
do you also screen the owners and I'm asking this because of Angus, my coonhound, who happens to be a handful of a dog. What would we have to do in order to bring them in, and what does that mean? I mean, I know there's a cost associated. Give our listeners sort of an idea of what that would look like for them.
Yeah, so the screening test is a pretty simple process. We just want to make sure we get your vaccination records. We have an online application on our webpage, so that's how the whole process starts generally.
That's good.
And then once you fill out the application, we'll call you in for an interview, basically. It's like going to a boarding school.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, but
the proud parents sitting there. Yeah.
But it's very cost effective. This interview process is $12 for you to do 4-hour playtime on the floor.
Awesome.
So very affordable. And then generally after 4 hours, we'll give you a call and we'll tell you how things went. At that time, you have the option, if your dog passes, to play all day, or you can come pick your dog up.
If they fail,
absolutely, hopefully not.
Yeah.
Now,
and we'll give you honest feedback. We'll give you a report card on how your dog did it the day. So
I would be a little bit worried about Angus coming in, but we took him in there when we first got him. We rescued him, and he was shedding like crazy. And so we came in, and one of your groomers was just wonderful with us, and she used a specific product on him and showed us how to comb him to get all that undercoat off. And I still wear a lot of black and have a lot of dog hair all over me. However, it's much, much better. So it's not just doggy daycare. You do other services as well.
Yeah, one of the we're really large into we have boarding during spring break. We had a huge amount of dogs staying with us for spring break.
Oh, that's cool.
And then another easy thing to do is after you board, you have your dog groomed and bathed, so you go home nice and clean with a nice fresh coat for spring.
Excellent. So there is grooming. I know that you clip nails. You do all kinds of stuff there other than just doggy daycare.
Yeah, our goal is to really be all the pet services outside of the medical side. So we take care of the dogs, we train them, and we groom them.
So how is this working for you particularly? I mean, keep in mind, people, this man has a full-time job also, but he's running all these doggy daycares and watching over that. How's this all working out for you?
I'm a very busy person, but I think a lot of it is getting really good staff and good management team. So I get to work together with a lot of my staff, and that's kind of exciting to watch them grow and take over more responsibility.
Oh, that's really nice. I love that. Can you give any advice to our listeners? So if they are working full-time at a job that's maybe less than fulfilling for them, and they're thinking about opening a side business, what would you suggest for them?
I think there's a lot of people like corporations like Intel and Nike that they have a nice solid corporate job, and I think that's a nice platform to financially maybe look at doing another small startup. It takes a lot of energy and planning, but having a nice stable job and you're doing well with that
takes some of the pressure off. Yeah,
takes your pressure off, so you can actually start something, maybe fail, but it gives you a chance to go for it. It's for some of those passion things that we all want to do. Yeah,
finding, I think, maybe the niche for a business that is your passion. Like you started out and said there were only 10 doggy daycares. Now there's 70. Timing is pretty important as well.
Yeah, I think timing is really important. It'd be kind of scary to start fresh right now with a doggy daycare in Portland.
Yeah.
But it's still possible to do because you never know what's going to happen.
Exactly. Well, Eric, thank you so much for being on the show with us today. Can you tell us one more time how to find BarkZone?
Yeah, our web address is www.barkzone.com, or if you want, on Facebook at BarkZone.
Very cool. And you can go on and watch these dogs during the day. It's really fun. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me on the show today.